BBC Essex.
Well, yesterday on the Dave Monk programme, we were celebrating, I suppose, 25 years since the launch of the internet. And we looked earlier on at some of the bad sides of the internet with cyberbullying and so on, but it has also brought a whole load of happiness and a whole load of good things for people. So how did you meet your partner? Was it through a friend? Was it in a pub? Or did you meet your other half online? Online dating is currently all the rage. And do you remember when it first came out? There was a bit of a stigma attached to it, wasn't there? But not now. Well, my next guest today is also a sort of personification of all the good things that social media and the internet can bring to you, because we first met 2.5 years ago when he wrote his first book, and it was called How to Do Everything and Be Happy. And he released it on the, I think online, didn't you?
Yeah, it was, the end was in Kindle first.
Peter Jones, by the way. Peter Jones.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, nice to see you. And you were promoting this through Twitter, weren't you? And
it was
Facebook
the only way. Yeah.
and so on.
Yeah,
and so you did it yourself.
Yep.
You got a lot of coverage.
Yes.
And then you were taken up by a publisher.
Yeah, HarperCollins then took the book and released a second edition, and the Audible, the audiobook people, they put it on audio, and I haven't looked back since.
So that came as you using
the internet.
The internet.
Yeah, I think it's a marvellous thing. And 25 years, you say. Yeah,
25 years since it was first launched, yeah. Now, let's look at online dating, because you have turned your not inconsiderable talents to online dating now, haven't you? Why has it become so popular?
Why? Well, it's been a slow, gradual thing, because I remember doing online dating towards the end of the last century.
Right, sounds so good. Sounds so good.
In the late 90s, and when there was only about 5 online dating websites out there, but gradually, it's become more popular. In fact, I was only saying a moment ago to your producing team that the big online dating websites claim that 1 in 5 marriages are down to them. Now, if it's just down to the big ones, and you add in the little ones as well, and you add in relationships that haven't made it as far as the altar, I reckon probably about 50% of relationships these days of couples actually meet on online dating websites.
And how did you get on when you first looked at it?
When I first started doing online dating, it was a nightmare, because there was the only people who had computers then were nerdy blokes like myself, and you might find one single woman in North Dakota somewhere, and but that
it was very, very busy.
Yeah, but that was back at the the late 90s. But after my wife died, for 6 years ago or so, I went into it again, and I initially found it very, very difficult. And I thought, as with most things, I thought there has to be a way of doing this. It has to be a way of doing it properly. And I'm obviously not doing it properly. And I started looking for any kind of research that had been done into dating, or any kind of strategies that people could employ. And I found, indeed, there are some. And I started to apply those to my own online dating efforts.
And all right, let's take us through some of those strategies, because it has gone from being slightly stigmatised to being absolutely mainstream amongst all generations now.
Yes, all generations. Yeah, it's not just a young person's thing.
No, definitely not. Yeah. So come on, let's have some tips when you first go into the whole thing.
All right, well, let's talk about photos, because when you do online dating, you have a profile, like a CV, like an online CV, and you have you're encouraged to have a photograph of yourself. Now, there's been some very interesting research into what photos work well, and if you're a woman, then you are scientifically proven to be more attractive if you're looking into the camera and smiling.
Right.
Okay. Whereas if you're a man, interestingly enough, you should be doing exactly the opposite. You should be looking away into the distance, not smiling at all, and perhaps looking as though you're pondering the next line of a sonnet or something.
What, like if you're David Cameron talking to Barack Obama on the phone? That
sort of look.
That's
the sort of look we're going for as well.
Right.
Another one. This is another good one. This is my favourite one, actually. There's Professor Richard Wiseman. He did a study of small ads in newspapers. The Lonely Hearts ads, and he thought some must be doing better than others, and he wondered whether there was anything to do with the words. And so he did some research, and he discovered that the small ads that's talked about when you're writing a small ad, if you talk about yourself 70% of the time and the person you're looking for 30% of the time, you are scientifically proven to be more attractive, or the ad was. And I thought to myself, this is gold dust. I wonder whether it can work with online dating.
Yeah.
So I took my online dating profile, I put it into Excel, I counted the number of words that were talking about me and the number of words that were talking about the sort of woman I was looking for. And then I shuffled the words around so they were exactly 70-30 and uploaded it again. And overnight, I started getting more people contacting me. Absolutely, yeah. And so there's things you can do to scientifically make yourself more attractive. I'll give you one last one.
Yeah, go on.
If you take the camera, and all young people know about the selfie these days, when you take a picture with the camera at the end of your arm.
Yeah.
But you are scientifically proven to be more attractive, and photographers have known this for years. If you lift the camera up slightly, so it's slightly above you, and this has got nothing to do with cleavage, okay? It works just as well for men as it does for women, but it's a slightly more flattering angle.
Yeah, because, and I know this only too well, having 17 chins, if you're looking up, it straightens your chins out and it makes you look a lot younger.
I think it's all to do with chins, but
it does
works.
help.
Yeah,
it really does help. So what next? I mean, so we've uploaded our profile, we've got our picture right and our words right and the picture angle right.
Well, then you need to start contacting people. So you start doing this window shopping business, and you start looking around the site to see people you might like to go out on a date.
Yeah.
And you have to, the way that online dating works is you have to send them a message, and then if you get a message exchange backwards and forwards, then hopefully that will lead to something more. But everybody knows that, well, anybody who's done online dating knows that pretty soon it can be fairly disheartening because you send messages and you don't hear anything.
Right.
But again, science has discovered that that there's ways of doing it and there are ways of not doing it.
So what?
Well, you're scientifically proven to have more luck if you dispense with, hello, my name's Dave Monk and I saw your profile and you look like a very attractive young lady and I wondered whether you'd like to go for dinner, and just leap in with, is that your dog in your
so start
photos?
The conversation
just as though you've always met. You just know, and I think it's the virtual equivalent of standing at the bar with somebody and going, hello, nice watch.
Try to Sonia, who's just about to do the headlines.
I might say to Sonia, I like you. That's a nice bangle. Where'd you get that from? And it's that sort of approach rather than going, hello, do you read the traffic? Do you, or you read the news? Do you, or the headlines? Do you see what I mean? One's formal and one isn't.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. That's the difference. And so there's scientific ways of doing online dating well and not well.
Right. Did you hear the photograph thing earlier on?
I did.
Yeah.
Women looking at the camera, men looking away. It looks
Smiling
like a
as well.
catalogue pose.
Yeah, the worst.
I can't really do it because it's on the radio. You can't really see what I'm doing.
No,
was lovely.
but the worst thing you can do is actually smile and look away from the camera, as though you're looking at somebody else.
Okay,
Kills
it's
the
interesting,
chances.
isn't it? It's very interesting.
Absolutely. And did it work with you?
Oh, I did a lot of online dating for a while. But ironically, the lady who I'm currently living with, because I closed my online dating profile down, a few months back.
Probably best.
We actually met in a poetry seminar.
Oh right,
and a writing conference.
So completely different. So the book. Tell me quickly.
The book is called How to Start Dating and Stop Waiting, and it's available now. And it's only been out. It's been out since the 14th of February, Valentine's Day.
So are you promoting this? Is this HarperCollins or is this you again?
It's a small publisher called Soundhaven.com, and what you're holding there is a companion guide from invisible to irresistible, which is only £4, and that's like a smaller.
So are you going to be self-promoting or through publishing?
As a job of an author, even if you're with the likes of HarperCollins, you still have to do a lot of the promotion yourself. So.
Peter, you're brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
It's
Dave.
really nice
Lovely
to see you
again.
once again.